Hello and welcome to helpyourmath.com. In this video, we're going to look at solving linear equations that contain decimals. My pro tip for solving equations that involve decimals is find the term with the least place and multiply by the power of 10 needed to clear it. So for example, if you have all your terms contain just one place behind the decimal point, that's the tenths place, you would want to multiply by 10. If you have something has two places behind the decimal point, you would want to multiply this as the hundredths place. You would need to multiply by 100. If you have 3 places behind the decimal point, that's the thousandths place, you would want to multiply by the 1,000, each term by 1,000. So you find the one that has the least place, because if you don't pick the least place, then something's still going to have a decimal. Okay, so we're going to solve this equation, but I do want to talk for a minute because we have this thing going on over here. This whole thing right now, as it is one term. So when we multiply that one term by whatever value we need, we pick which factor we want to multiply it to. So basically what this is like a times b, where a is the 12 hundredths and b is the 260 minus x. And so when we multiply, so looking at this equation, I see we have a hundredths place, a hundredths place, and a hundredths place. So the least place is 100 hundredths. So we're going to want to multiply everything by 100. When we go to do that, you multiply just one of them by 100. You can either pick to multiply the a by 100 or the b by 100, but not both. They're part of the same term, so multiplying both of them by 100 is really multiplying that term by 10,000, which is not the same thing. So you pick which one you want to multiply. Of course, you want to choose the one that has the decimal. So we're going to take this and we're going to multiply each term by 100. What that's going to do is it's going to move the decimal point 2 places to the right. So that's going to give us 48x minus 8x is equal to, and again, we're going to choose to multiply the 0.12, the 12 hundredths by 100, and that leaves this alone. Okay, so now what do we need to do? Oh, we want to distribute. So we have 48x minus 8x is equal to, you might want to have a calculator handy for this calculation. We have 12 times 260, which gives us 3,120, minus, distribute that 12x. I'm going to move this x to the left-hand side to join the other two x's that are over there. And so when we do that, 48x minus 8x is 40x, 40x plus 12x is 52x. We get 52x is equal to 3,120. So then we want to divide both sides by 52. And when we do that, we end up with x is equal to 60. So I end up with 60, but how do I know for sure that that's right? This is the beauty of mathematics, is that you don't have to be like, yeah, I think that's right, but is it really right? I don't know. We can find out because we can always check our work. To check our work, what we do is we take that value and we plug it in. Anywhere we see an x, we're going to replace it with a 60. So we're going to do 0.48 times 60 minus 8 hundredths times 60. And I'm going to run out of space. So I'm going to do this calculation, and then afterwards I'm going to plug in the 60 here, and we're going to make sure that the two sides match. So 0.48 times 60 gives us a value of 28.8 minus 8 hundredths times 60 would be 4.8, and 28.8 minus 4.8 is 24. Okay, so now what happens when I plug in 60 on the right-hand side? We get 12 hundredths times 260 minus 60. Well, 260 minus 60, following order of operations, is 200, and 0.12 times 200, 12 hundredths times 200 is 24. So we see the left matches the right, and now I know for sure 1,000,000% that x really does equal 60. How about in this example? What do we need to multiply by? I see a hundredths place, and no decimal at all. So we need to multiply everything by 100 in order to clear out our decimals. Every term gets multiplied by 100. There is 1, 2, 3 terms, so we're multiplying by 100 3 times. When I multiply 100 by 3 hundredths, the 100 and the hundredths cancel, leaving me with 3x. Here I'm going to multiply it to this factor, and that's going to give me 5 times 80 minus x. And that's going to equal 40 times 100 is 4,000. Now I'm ready to distribute. I'm going to distribute the 5 to the 80 and the x. That's 3x plus 400 minus 5x equals 4,000. Okay, so now what? Now we're going to combine our like terms. So I have 3x and minus 5x is minus 2x. Also, I want to move the 400 to the other side, so I'm going to subtract 400 from both sides, and that's going to give me 3,600. Now when I divide by negative 2, I end up with x equals a positive divided by a negative is a negative. 3,600 divided by 2 is 1,800 or 1,800. So I end up with negative 1,800. I'm not going to go through the motions of checking the work, but you are more than welcome to make sure that that really does work. These have been examples of clearing out decimals to solve linear equations. Thank you for stopping.